Hello. Hello.
So basically, these are the two ways you can create the alias name, right? So basically, these are the two ways you can create the alias name. Now, after alias name, space is not allowed. Means what? The means what? If you are creating the alias name like this, let's say alias nickname, right? So the precaution what you need to take care, there should not be a space after alias, right? And how you can use that? You can say alias nickname is equal to original command, right? So basically, in this case, what the alias name space is not allowed. Hence, the following means what? These options are invalid, right? So let's say if I create one more alias, I say alias nickname is equal to I am saying original command, right? So if you see here, what I did, I added the space here, right? And here what I am doing, I am adding the space and then using the equal sign, right? And here what I am doing in the third case, I am adding space here, equal sign, and again I am adding space. So basically like below three are invalid alias names, right? So basically after alias name, space is not allowed, right? Means what? Means you should not keep the space once you create the alias name. So this is the alias name, right? And you are adding the space here, right? And in second case we are adding space after alias name and equal sign. And in third case, actually in the second case we are adding the space after alias name, and in third case we are adding the space after alias name and the after equal sign. So basically all these are invalid alias name because space is not allowed, right? So this is the way to create the alias and the space is not allowed, right? So now we will see how to list all available aliases, right? So what I want, suppose I want to list all available aliases, right? How I will list that? So by using alias command, by using alias command without any arguments, right? So what I can say, I can say alias right? So this will list the available aliases, right? So this is the way to list the aliases, right? So if you want to list the aliases, how you can list the available aliases? By using this command. So this command is used in order to list the available aliases. Now suppose in some cases you created the aliases and you want to remove the alias name. How you can remove the aliases? Now what we saw how to create the alias, right? This is the way to create the alias, right? Now we saw what are all invalid options. If you give the space after alias name, that is not possible. I mean, you can't create the alias by using the space after alias name. Now the third option we saw how to list the aliases. So by using the alias command, you can list the aliases. Now the fourth option, I'm saying like how to remove the aliases, right? I'm saying how to remove alias names, right? So if you want to remove the alias name, right? So by using an alias command, you can remove the aliases. So how I can use that? I can say alias and alias name. So basically, this is the third option, right? Or this is one of the option if you want to remove the aliases, right? So how you can remove the aliases? The aliases can be removed by using the unalias. So alias we saw in order to list the available aliases. The unalias is used to remove the alias. Means what? The alias name, whatever alias name I am saying here, if you want to unalias, means its linkage to the original command. If you want to delink, so you can do that by using the unalias command, right? So now we saw how to create the alias, right? What is the invalid options in order to whenever we are creating the aliases or the alternate name or the nickname, right? Then how to list the alias name, right? Then how to remove the alias name we saw, right? But now in some cases, what is the use of alias, right? So basically, if you have, what is the use of alias, right? So sometimes what happen, like you have some lengthy command repeatedly required, right? Then what you need some shortcut alias name, and we can use that alias name every time. So what do you mean by that? So what I am saying, suppose where we can use aliasing, right? So basically aliasing is used when you have long command and you want to replace with some shorthand, or I can say and or short name, right? So basically, what is the aliasing? Where we can use the aliasing? Aliasing is used whenever you have a long command and you want to replace it with the shorthand or the short name. So now let's create one alias, right? So let's say I have some command. Let's say I am saying D20F, right? This is the alias, and I am saying, so what is the syntax? There should not be a space. So I am making sure there is not space, right? Then I'm adding the command. Let's say I'm adding command mkdir dir1, right? Then I'm saying touch, means I am creating the file, means underneath dir1 I am creating the file. What is the file? File is 1.20, right? So basically we are creating the 20 files underneath a dir1, right? So what we are doing actually, so we are creating a directory dir1 and we are creating the empty 20 files, right? So this, what is the alias name here? The alias name here is D20F, right? And what precaution I took? There is no space after alias name and after equal sign, right? So this big command I can refer by using this alias name, right? So that is how we can use the alias name, right? Now if I want to use that alias name, how I can use? I can use do20f, right? So by using this command, by using this shortcut, you are actually executing this command. Means what? You are creating dir1, you are creating the 20 files under dir1 under dir1. So if you see what is the advantage or the what is the, basically alias are used whenever you have a long command. If you want to refer to that alias name, that long command, you can refer that long command by using this alias, right? So this alias name is used to refer this long command, right? So that is the use of the alias. Now suppose we have some requirement. Let's say to list out all the files present in the current working directory, save this data to the output.txt and display the number of lines to the terminal, and define the alias name as a present for this total activity, right? So what I am saying, suppose I have some requirement. What is the requirement? Requirement is to list out all present files, in current working directory, right? Let's say this is the requirement, right? So what this requirement says, list out all the files present in current working directory, right? And save this data to the output.txt and display the number of lines to the terminal. Means what? So if I want to write the command for this activity, how I will write? I want to list, I can say ls-lrt, right? And I want to save this data to some file, right? And same time I want to count the number of lines. So if you remember, if you have two outputs, right? So what command we can use? So if we have two output, we can use the T command, right? So by using a T command, we can do this. So how I can achieve this? I can say ls hyphen lrt, use T command, right? Output dot txt, and I'm counting the words. So if I want to refer this command, right? So basically we are counting the list of files and directories and writing those into output.txt, as well as uh, we are counting all the lines, right? Right. So this is the command. If I want to refer that by using alias, how I will create the alias? We have command alias, right? I can say present, and I can say equal, and make sure that there is no space. So I can say like this, right? So I can add alias present is equal to ls hyphen lrt pipe t output.txt, and this will create the alias name as present. Now if I want to execute this alias, how I will execute? I will simply say present, right? So instead of specifying the full this big command, we can create the alias and we can use it, right? So this is the use of the alias. This is one of the requirement of alias, how we can actually use the alias. Now let's say suppose we have another requirement, right? So the requirement 2, right? To use other operating system like Windows, right? To use other operating system like Windows commands directly in Linux, how we can create the aliases? Windows command directly in Linux. How we can create this? So this is your suppose second requirement. So how you can create that? You can say alias, right? And you say cls, which is nothing but clear, right? Then alias rename mu. So what? We are renaming the file, right? So basically by using the alias, we are creating the alias for clear command and a rename alias for move command. So this alias can be used in your a subsequent piece of code, right? So basically, what is the use of alias? Like if you have a long command or a difficult command, you can give the shorthand or the short name or the alternative name or the nickname to that command. That is the basic purpose of the alias name, right? So why we need the aliasing? So we saw aliasing is needed if you have a big command. But sometimes what happen, like we are tends to do the typing mistake. So to avoid those typing mistake, what we are doing, we are using the alias name. And sometimes what happens, like to handle the sometimes you if you want to handle the language barrier, right? means what? Like the date command, right? So date command, let's say, so what is the second use of alias? To handle typing mistake, right? And third is what? To handle language barrier. Means what? Sometimes what happens, like whenever you are typing a command, if your command is big, you tend to do the typing mistake. So to avoid that, what you can do, you just simply create the alias and you can reuse it. Now the third use is to avoid the language barrier. Means what? For example, in case of date command, right? So date command means what? Date command is used to display the date and the current time, right? But in Germany, in German language, the date command, suppose you are German, right? And you want to refer the date command, right? So you find a date pronunciation is bit difficult. So what you can do, you can just simply create the alias as datum. Datum is equal to date, and make sure there is no space, and you are good. You are good to go. So now you can see, right? The datum you can refer and you can use in your subsequent shell script, right? So basically by using the alias, what you can do, you can create the alternative name, shorthand or short name, you if you want to avoid the typing mistakes. And third is, in order to avoid the language barrier, you can create this aliases, right? Now, so basically whenever you are creating the aliases, right, so these are not long lived aliases. Long lived means what? Means these are not permanent aliases. So if you want to create the permanent aliases, right, so what I'm saying, how to persist aliases permanently, right? So if you want to purchase the aliases permanently, how you can do? There are multiple ways to create the permanent aliases, right? So basically there are two ways you can create the permanent aliases, right? So what you can do, basically you have to define the aliases in the bash.rc file, right, which is present in the our home directory, right? So what file we need to edit? We have to edit, let's say I am saying vi dot bash rc. So by using this file and by adding that alias into this file, you can create the permanent aliases. Means like if you don't want to use the command, right, so you can add the alias and you can use across the Unix operating system. So for example, suppose I want to add the aliases, right? So I'm saying my aliases, right? This is comment. And if I want to create the alias, I can say alias, right? Now I want to create the alias for CA clear. Now clear is referred as Okay. Now we will see how to create the permanent aliases, right? So if you want to create the permanent aliases, there are two ways you can create the permanent aliases. What are all ways are there? The two ways, right? So first way is, so I'm saying how to purchase aliases permanently, right? So if I want to purchase the aliases permanently, so how many ways I can create the aliases, right? So basically there are two ways I can create the aliases, right? So this is the first way, right? As per the permanent alias is concerned, what happens whenever you create whatever the aliases we create by default, it is available in the current session. Current session means what? The once you create the Ubuntu terminal, that is the current session. And once you close that Ubuntu terminal, then your session will be, I mean, it will close the session. So all aliases will be lost. So basically, if you want to create the aliases specific to a terminal or specific to a session, right? So how you can create the aliases in your system? So you can create the aliases two ways. The first way is you have to define the aliases in .bash.rc file, which is present in our home directory, right? And how to add the aliases? What you can do? You can say alias dd and date, right? So what we are doing here, we are creating the alias name as triple D, and we are adding three date commands there, right? So this is where we need to add this line. We need to add this line into bash.rc. So basically the bash.rc, which is presented in your home directory, we will see that practically in a moment. Okay, but just for now, you just understand, if you want to create the permanent aliases or if you want to purchase the permanent aliases, so the first way is edit the bash.rc file, right, which is one of the system file, right, which starts with dot. So it is the hidden file, right? So this is the one of the hidden file in which you can add your own aliases and you can refer those aliases during the session, right? And session means what? Session means current session means what? Whatever your terminal is open, that during that terminal, right? Once you open the terminal, those aliases will be available to you, and once you close the terminal, those aliases won't be available to you, right? So specific to a session, if you want to create the alias, so you need to edit the bash.rc file, bash.rc file, where it is present. It is present in the home directory. Either you use gedit or you can use the vi editor in order to edit this file. So you can use anything, right? So this is the one way. And 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 there is another way, right? So now the second way is, instead of editing bash.rc, what we can do, we can create our own file to maintain our own defined aliases, right? So what you can do, instead of playing around the system files, you can create your own file and name that file as the bash underscore aliases, and should be present in the home directory. Means what? So basically what we are doing here in the second approach, the second way is what we are saying, instead of editing your bash.rc file, right? Bash.rc file, what we can do, we can create our own file and add that file in home directory, right? So how to add that, right? So how we can add that? So we can say, let's say I am creating some file. I'm saying bash underscore aliases, right? And in that I'm saying alias, right? And now I want to create the aliases for a calendar command. I want 3 calendar command, right? So I can say cal, right? But this command need to be separated by our semicolon, because in case of semicolon, once you add there is no conditional. This is not a condition. Like if at all any command fails or any commands fails, then all the commands all the commands will be successfully executing, right? So there is no condition like if any command fails, then other command won't be executing, right? But in case of double AND, we saw whenever you want to use the multiple command in a single line. There are two ways. One way is using the semicolon, or another way is using the double ampersand, right? So if you are using a double ampersand, if any command fails, any first or second command fails, the entire command line get fail, right? So in double ampersand, it's a logical AND condition, means all the commands need to be successfully executed, then only entire command line will get executed. Now I want to create one more alias. I'm saying alias ct is equal to, now I am saying I want calendar and I am adding the date command, right? So these are the two ways to create the aliases. The first way is we can define our own aliases in bash.rc file, which is present in our home directory, and you can edit that by using gedit or vi editor, and you can add the as usual aliases. But the limitation for that is these aliases, the first way aliases, it will be available in the session levels. Means what? Means it will be available till your terminal is open, till your terminal is open. Once your terminal is closed, then those aliases won't be available to the Unix programmer or Unix developer or the Unix admin. So if you want a permanent aliases to be created, what you can do, you can create your own file instead of creating the editing the bash.rc, and you can add the aliases like this, right? And you can use those aliases. So basic purpose of this second way aliases is, so if you want to reflect the changes, right? If you want to use these aliases, compulsory we have to close and open the terminal, right? So basically in these two ways, if you want to use these aliases, what you need to do, if you have created, so first of all close the terminal, and again open the terminal, then only these aliases will be available in the second session. So once you create, make sure that you close and open the terminal. Okay, so that concludes the alias creation. Okay, so now let's see practically how we can create the aliases, right? Now, if you want to create the alias, right? How you can create the alias? You can create, let's say, alias. I'm saying alias for some command. So let's say I'm creating for calculator command. So I'm saying let's say cal only or cl only. I'm saying, right? Now if I say enter, right? Now alias is created. So basically here cl is the alias name and this is your original command. Now if I want to use the alias, how I will use? I can say cl. So you can see it is showing calendar, right? So similar to your calendar command, now the cl is created, but this cl is valid till you close this terminal or for this particular session, means whatever the user is logged in. So if you create the alias, this alias will be valid for this session only till you close the terminal. This alias will be valid. So that's the reason its life is a session specific or the terminal specific, right? Now if you want to list the aliases, right? How what command we saw? We say just alias, right? It will list the aliases. Now you can see, right, how many aliases we created. I mean, it is showing all these aliases across this session. So these aliases already somebody created, right? So who created? I am not sure, but these are the aliases created in this session. Now we saw if we use CL, it will print the calendar, right? Because we created the calendar alias, calendar command alias here, right? Now, if you want to remove the alias, what you can do? You can say unalias, right? And alias name. Alias name is what in our case? Now CL, right? So unalias CL, right? Now if you use CL, right, it says CL not found, means command not found, because we already removed the link of original command to the alias name by using the unalias keyword, right? So basically these are the ways you can create the alias. This is the way you can use the alias, right? And this is the way actually you can remove the alias name, right? So we saw how to create, how to remove, and how to use, right? But now where we can use the alias, right? So we saw, like, if we have a long command and you want a shorthand or the short name or the alternative name or the nickname to that command, you can create the nickname to that command. And how we can create the nickname? You can just simply say alias, right? Now let's say this time I'm using some big command, right? So I am saying D20F, means what? directory 20 files, right? Directory 20 files. If I want to create, what I'm saying, let's say I'm saying mkdir, right? Here I'm saying document, right? Then I'm saying create 20 files under document, and right. So basically what you are doing, you are creating the directory, then you are creating the 20 files. Those files will be file 1 file till file 20.txt, and you are assigning the alias for that, right? So what we learn, right? If you are creating alias, there should not be space. So do you see any space there? No, right? So if I create this alias now, alias is created. Now if I want to use this D20F alias, how I will use? I can just simply say D20F, right? Now if I use, you can see, right, it is successfully executed. So if I want to verify that, how I can verify? ls-lrt, I can say document, right, and I can say star, right? Means what I am saying, under document, if I want to list all the files, I can list. So you can see file 1 to file 20 has been created under the document directory, right? So idea is here, basically, if you have a huge command line, right? You have multiple commands and you want to use the shorthand or the short name or the nickname, you can use the alias name, right? Then we saw, in order to avoid the typing mistakes, means what? Means I am a Windows user, right? I am a Windows user. I know if I use CLS in Windows, it will clear the screen. But in Unix, we need to type clear, complete keyword, right? If I use clear, then entire screen will be cleared. So what I am lazy person, right? So what I will do, I will just say alias CLS, and I am saying clear, right? Now what will happen? So whatever the clear command is there, the functionality of clear will be assigned to CLS. If I now say CLS, the entire screen will get clear. You can see, right? So basically, if you want to avoid the typing mistakes, like if you have a big command, so you can just simply say, you can create the aliases and you can use those aliases. Then we saw the other purpose of using aliases is, in some languages, we across the world we have so many languages, right? We took the German language example, right? In the German language, the date is called as the datum, right? Or let's say in Marathi, the date is called as the tarik, right? So what I can say? I can say alias tarik is equal to date, right? Now alias is created, right? So I don't want to remember the Linux conventions. So what I can say, if I want a date, I can use tarik. So you can see it is showing you the date and time. So basically, these are the some of the usage of the aliases. What if you want to create the shorthand or short name or the alias name or the nickname to any command or any command line, you can create by using the alias keyword. Then in some cases, you have different languages, and to avoid the language barrier, you just simply create the alias and you can use it. So basically in Marathi, we call this as the Tariq. So we can just simply create the alias and we can use it, no issues, right? But these are specific to session and terminal, right? These are specific to session or specific to this terminal. If I close this terminal, right? Let's say now I am closing this terminal, right? Right? Now I close this terminal, right? Now I will again open the terminal, right? I open, right? I open the terminal, right? Now if I want to use those aliases, whether those aliases will be available, let's see. You can see CL is not there. Then I created Tariq, right? So it is also not there because it was specific to that terminal session or the user session, right? So if you want to create the permanent aliases, permanent alternate name, or the permanent nicknames, or the permanent shorthands, there are two ways, right? We saw we need to edit the bash.rc file, which is available in the home directory. So let's see. Let's type an LRT home bash. Right, and here if you want to create the permanent aliases, you can see bash.rc is there, right? So what I can say, dot bash rc, right? So this file has, so while editing this file, you need to be very careful, right? So let's say I'm creating ls here. Let's say I'm saying ls cl is equal to cal, right? And I'm saving this file, right? Now this file has been saved. Now if you use cl, right? So after this we need to close the terminal. If you remember what we say discussed, we should close the terminal because these changes need to boot the those changes need to be implemented, right? So what I can say, exit, right? Now if I say cl, you can see cl is available because cl is the alias name, the permanent alias name now, right? It is not specific to session or you specific to a user session. We closed the terminal, again we open the terminal, still this alias name is available, right? And we are using this alias name, right? And where this alias name is available, it is available in the .bash.rc file, right? Now we will see the second approach, right? The second approach is I can create my own file, right? So where I am now, I am in the home directory of Ganesh Ponde user. So let's create one file. I am saying vi dot bash underscore aliases, right? And here, suppose I am creating alias pc is equal to, I am creating the aliases right, and I am creating one more alias, let's say ct, which stand for calendar and date, right? Let's say call this as the cd. Okay, city is fine, right? And this is cc means, so now I want to save, I'm saving this file, right? So now if I want to use those aliases, right, so I can use those aliases. So before that, we should make sure that that file present in the user home directory. So this is the user home directory, right? Now you can see, right? These are the aliases we added, right? Now let me close this window, close, right? Now I want to open it. Right, let me share again. Okay, so now you can see what are all aliases we created. We created CCC, means this will print the calendar 3 times. So you can see 3 times, right? Then we created the date and time, right? So we can say CT, and it is saying cal comma date not found. Why it is saying like that? Because cal and date is not found. Why it is saying that? Because your vi dot bash underscore aliases we need to change. What we need to change here? This is complete command. So here we should add semicolon, right? So that was the mistake. Let me now save this. We close this terminal. Actually, it's not coming out of edit mode. I think terminal is hang. Let me close and restart it. So now bash, we are saying bash, right? Bash aliases, right? And in this, okay, so it is saying swap by the bash underscore swap file. Okay, another program may be editing the same file. If this is the case, edit the session. Okay, recover. Okay. Okay, so it says the file is already created. So basically, the last session we closed abruptly, right? So it says there is already a file exists, right? So what you should do in this case, it says another program is editing the same file. If this is the case, be carefully not to end up with the two different instances of the same file when making changes. Quit or continue with the caution, or edit the session for the file, or you can use the Vim to recover the changes. Okay, or you can delete the swap file to avoid this message. Okay, and it is showing you E to edit anyway, R to recover, or D to delete. So now I am saying E, right? So now it is opening the our now. Okay, so okay, we want semicolon here. We want to remove this. So basically, triple C stands for triple calendar, and CT stands for calendar and date. Now I want to close this. Okay, now let's see what is the content of this file. Bash underscore aliases. You can see this is the content, right? Now let's say now we will use the aliases. See, it is showing 3 calendars. If I use CT, right, it should show the calendar and date, right? So again, it is saying the cal comma date command not available. Okay, why? Okay, let's do one thing. This time, let's use some other command. Let's say I'm using touch and I'm creating one file. Let's say I'm creating vikram.txt, right? If I say tc, right, it should create the vikram.txt. And now I am saving, right? Let's see the content. Right, so this is the content. Now if I want to print the 3 calendars, I can see like this, right? Now if I want to print the, like I want to use the touch command wherein vikram.txt should be created, the alias is tc. So it says, okay, tc, and let's say I'm saying Vikram dot txt. Okay, let me try something else here. Right, and now you can see triple C, it is showing 3 calendars, right? Now if I use dt, why second option is not working, I don't know. So basically bash underscore analysis, let's create some other file. Okay, now I am saying vi dot, I'm saying Ganesh underscore analysis, right? And in this, now I will be adding ls cc cal, right? And again one more ls, here I am saying dt, and here I am adding date, right? If I, you can see this is the content. Now in order to use this, first of all I should exit, right? So I'm doing the exit. Now let me open Ubuntu one more time. Let me open Ubuntu. Okay. Now we will see the cat dot Ganesh dot aliases. So these are the aliases. What is the aliases? Triple C. So I'm using triple C. It is showing 3 calendars, right? If I use DT, now it is showing the date and time. So basically, right? So you should create the alias file name, right? And that file name need to be present in your home directory. So basically, this is your home directory. In that, if you include that above alias file name, then you can use the alias. So these are the permanent way, or permanently if you want to refer to the aliases, you can create in 2 ways. One is by editing the bash.rc file, which is present in your home directory. So if I want to see bash rc, right? So you can see this is the file, right? And what other files we created? We created dot Ganesh aliases. So these are the 2 ways. This is the existing file. This is the system file, right? Bash rc, and this is the A customized file means I created this file, and in this file I added the aliases and I can use it. So if you want to see the content, how you can see, by using your regular command, you can see I created two aliases and I am referring those aliases on the command line. So these are the ways you can create the permanent aliases. So this concludes our aliases topic. In next session, we will see the permissions.